Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 12 of Profs Huddle.
In this episode, we'll take a look at the latest in Rowan sports, featuring the wrap-up of winter teams and the start of the spring seasons. Profs Huddle starts now. Welcome to Profs Huddle. I'm Malachi Smalls.
And I'm Alex Wan. As springtime nears, some winter sports are wrapping up, including a dominant season for men's indoor track and field. The Profs competed in the NJAC Championships at the Ott Center in Philadelphia, finishing on February 27th. In the 60-meter hurdle finals, 6 Profs claimed the top spots, headlined by Kuwait Nkrumah, Jason Aguiman, and Valentine Augustin. In the 4x200, Marquise Taylor, Ray John Dixon, and Teddy Wilson and Dallas Honey all combined to get the Profs the victory. In the 400-meter dash, freshman Marquise Taylor was barely beaten by TCNJ's Noah Traverso by 0.02 of a second. Dallas Honey and Teddy Wilson were a 1-2 punch in the 800-meter run. Honey placed first with a time of 1 minute 51 seconds. This time ranks 12th nationally. Masai Bird then ranked second in the 60-meter dash finals with a time of 61.81 seconds. In the end, Rowan claims its 11th consecutive NJAC championships. The Profs finished with 265 points, with TCNJ being the closest school behind them at 152. The Profs put an exclamation point on their season at the NJAC championships with record-breaking performances. They set new school records in the 200-meter and 800-meter, as well as a new Division III record in the 4x200 relay. These record-breaking times helped Rowan capture an 11th straight NJAC title.
Let's take it over to the women's indoor track and field team, as they were able to capture its first NJAC championship since 2017, the 6th in program history. 60-meter hurdles were dominated by sophomore Nyla Jones as she ran at 8.8 seconds in the final round of the event, cashing in for first place. Gabriela Pagano placed first in 2 different events, clocking a 5-minute and 1-second mile run and a 10-minute and 7 seconds time in the 3K meter event. Sophomores Paige Franklin, Amari Pinkett, Ava Riley, and junior Ava Rizzo notched their second best time of the season at 4 minutes in the 4x4 relay. The Profs finished with a total of 201 points after the second day, whilst after sitting in third behind TCNJ and Stockton University. The Division III Track and Field Championship starts March 14th. Make sure to tune in for your Rowan Profs.
Moving over to the first of our spring sports, it's women lacrosse, ranked 22nd in the nation. Here's Keegan Thompson to see how the Profs bounce back from their 1-1 start.
Number 23 in the nation, Rowan women's lacrosse started the week 1-1 after a 13-11 loss over the weekend against Muhlenberg College right here at the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex. Looking to get back to winning ways, they had a matchup against Ursinus College right here on Wednesday. It was a close defensive 5-4 lead at halftime for the Profs, which gave way to a 10-goal second half where they took the win 15-7. Trish Gillen and Alexis Lowry scored 3 goals each, while All-American Elena Corson led the way with 4 total. Madison Rothwine also put on an impressive performance from the draw circle, winning 8 all by herself. Then, it was a weekend clash at number 14 in the nation, Stevens Institute of Technology, over the weekend. Rowan were trailing this time 5-3 at halftime, and again sprang to life with 10 second-half goals to take its first win over a ranked opponent this year. After a goal each in the first half, Yasmin Harris and Corson once again had 3 goals on the day, along with 2 from Fiona Lockhart, Alexis Lowry, and Madison Rothwine. Head coach Lindsay Delaney shared her expectations for the season, as well as the players who she expects to contribute the most this year.
Well, obviously you have Alina. She's a third-team All-American, and she just broke 200 goals. So you expect her to draw their best defender, and you expect her to finish. It's crazy. We expect her to finish all of her shots, even though sometimes she goes 3 for 7. It's fine. Fiona is a quarterback back there, so she's she sees it. She has great vision. She's poised. And then there's Trish, right? So she plays from the X. super smart. She's kicking the cage a little bit more. And then we have the speed from Lex. I mean, we have to be more competitive, be more aggressive than we've seen so far, and then continue to finish. I love this program. I played this program. I've been here for 27 years with no breaks, right? So as a player, then assistant coach, and now head coach. And it's always been imperative to me that our program at its core is so healthy.
Up next for 3-1 Rowan women's lacrosse, it is a ranked matchup right here in Glassboro against Scranton University, who beat 3 ranked opponents already this season in Franklin and Marshall up at number 6, Haverford at 18, and most recently number 25 Ithaca. And Scranton is also the team who served Rowan their first loss last year during their unprecedented 8-0 start. And then over the weekend, they're heading on a long road trip to Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania for a matchup against Susquehanna University, who are currently 2-4. For Profs Huddle, I'm Keegan Thompson, heading back into the studio.
Thanks, Keegan. We'll keep an eye on women's lacrosse after their hot start to the season.
Every season, there are a couple players to look out for in every sport. Here are our top 3 players to watch. Elena Corson, a Rowan Profs lacrosse legend in the flesh. Corson racked up 102 total points on 55% shooting last season. The third-team All-American senior has been a 2-time All-Conference attacker in her career. Corson is 7th in scoring all time, but already has 22 total points in just 4 games into her 2026 campaign.
Rowan softball ace Emily McCutcheon looks to build on her dominant 2025 season. In her junior campaign, she went 21-2 with 75 strikeouts and only 18 earned runs allowed over 140 innings pitched. Look out for her to take another step forward in her senior season and to dominate the diamond.
Nick Struble had 34 runs on 46 hits with 21 RBIs in the 2025 season. The left-handed infielder will look to take a step up into an even bigger role into his senior season after a very solid junior year as a player and a leader. Keep your eyes wide and peeled for these players, nothing short of the box office when you see them playing. And that is why they are our players to watch for the 2026 season.
While we're watching out for those players, Rowan baseball finished last season 38-12 and made it to the College World Series. The team looks ahead to build off of that season. Here's Jack Harrison with the latest.
Rowan baseball is off to a hot start to the season already, 3-0. We caught up with captains Mason Dorsey and Nick Struble, along with head coach Mike Dixon, about their thoughts on the season ahead.
I'm excited for the new group we have. I mean, we have more new guys than returners this year, so it's always exciting to see how those new guys blend with the returners. So I'm excited to see what we can do as a new group.
I'm just grateful for the opportunity to lead by example, lead on and off the field, and really just teach the younger guys how we go about playing Rowan baseball.
Head coach Dixon is looking forward to the season and what his players will bring to the table.
Yeah, I think as you move on and you lose some of the players that we did last year, guys are going to have to step up, and Nick Strubel's going to have to step up. He was an all-conference player last year, but he's going to have another good year this year.
With losing seniors last year, the team looks ahead to still be competitive, keeping one goal in mind.
I want to prove that we belong in a College World Series year in and year out. I think we've always been on the brink, and like I said, we've been there twice in the last 5 years. It's proven to everybody that we belong there year in and year out.
I mean, the goal is always, now the standard's a College World Series, so every day is preaching on that to the guys and hopefully win a national championship.
With the World Series on their horizon, the team looks forward to working together to meet their standard.
I'm definitely excited to go down to Florida and kind of like build a stronger bond with the team, because I feel like every time we go down to Florida, that's where we get close as a team, and that's when we start playing really good baseball.
Thanks, Jack. Next week, the Rowan baseball team will compete at the Russ Matt Central Florida Invitational. The Profs will play 8 games in 9 days, including notable matchups against number 7 ranked Salve Regina and Johns Hopkins. The team will be back home later in March to start NJAC play.
Stepping away from one great team to another, Rowan softball has kept a steady pace so far this season, starting 4-2 with the win over number 25 Salisbury. Just coming off a long-distance trip where they split their games 2-2, they beat Sunny Onieta in Delaware by way of shutout in back-to-back games. The team will be headed to Florida soon, opening up their trip with a challenge against number 16 Case Western Reserve, then later that same day against Wittenberg University. Then the Profs take on Bowdoin and Ohio Wesleyan on the 14th, following up with games against Sunny, Fredonia, and Manchester. This will be the first half of their spring games. Now that we've talked about a trip, let's take one to the studio next to us. Take it away, Josh.
Thanks, Malachi. Hello, everyone. I'm Josh Turco here with my guy, Ray Simmons.
What's up, y'all?
And we're debuting a new segment today. It is called Profs Huddle 2-Minute Drill, where we debate hot topics throughout the course of Rowan athletics. Now, my question for you, Ray.
What's up, Doc?
Who's going to be better, softball or baseball?
Bro, me and my boy Mike Dickinson got my head coach, you know what I'm saying? Baseball taking it all the way home, you know what I'm saying? That's just my thought process.
And I disagree.
Why?
I think it's going to be softball. They were nasty last year. Finished 49-4, 5th in the nation, had a .357 team batting average, averaged 7 runs per game, and only gave up 1 run per game.
I mean, granted, that may be true, but my team also finished 38-12, and they averaged 11 runs per game, and they also reached the NCAA Division III College World Series, too. So I think that's something to also, you know what I'm saying, keep on the radar, too. And especially with that being the most high take, we might also get a new group of guys in, too, so that's going to help us out as well.
I think that could be partially maybe the downfall of this team.
Why you say that?
You get 14 new guys. 9 of them do have college baseball experience, granted.
Absolutely.
But it's just a new team. It's a new clubhouse. You got to figure out as a team, how's this chemistry going to work?
I mean, absolutely. It's figuring out chemistry and how it's all going to work, but also just being mindful of, when you build new chemistry, that comes with also putting the standard up to a new level, too. So I feel like that's going to be something that's what everyone's going to try and strive for.
And I think that these Florida trips for both teams is going to impact very hard how the season is going to go.
Absolutely.
The Florida trip, each team's playing multiple games.
Each day, yeah.
Softball's got 12 in about 7 days. Baseball's got about 7 in 9 days. That comes down to the grit, and I think that
conditioning, practicing,
exactly.
and just staying motivated, honestly, all the way through.
And with that, we are out of time. That was the debut segment of Profs Huddle 2-Minute Drill. We're going to send it back to the studio. Take it away, Alex.
Thanks, Josh. It was a season of ups and downs for the men's basketball team as they finished the year with an overall record of 10-17. The Profs got off to a rocky start, going 0-8, but managed to salvage the season by finishing strong, including winning 5 of their last 8 games. Some key players that helped along the way were senior guards Taz Canty, senior guard Bryson Williams, and junior forward Khalil Baker. Canty finished 5th in scoring in the NJAC with 17.6 points per game and 4th in the NJAC in field goal percentage.
Moving on to the women's basketball season, it ended in disappointing fashion, although holding on to a positive record of 16-10. The team stood strong in conference play, going 12-6. The team was also very strong at home, winning 9 times in 12 appearances. Haley Selmer averaged 8.8 points per game, along with 6.3 rebounds. Jess McLaughlin brought in 6.8 points and 3 rebounds per game. Charlotte Charles finished 6th in the NJAC in rebounds at 7.5, also dragging in 6.9 points per game. The Prof season ended on an upset against Rutgers Camden in the quarterfinal of the NJAC tournament, 69-55.
Now on to another team with champion aspirations. After a successful season that ended in a bowl game victory, Rowan football head coach Pat Ruley spoke about what it will take for Rowan to achieve that next step.
Being around programs that have won championships, they're one right now. And I know that's cliche to say, but it's so true from an investment perspective, from a shared sacrifice perspective of trusting the guy in the critical moment in a 2-minute drill in a fourth quarter in a big game, knowing that you guys were in those 6 a.m. 30-degree runs together, knowing that you guys had that sweat equity in the offseason, that creates a little bit of a different level of synergy and bond in those big moments to have confidence that guys are going to have each other's backs. The top half of our league are really competitive football teams that can play against a lot of the best teams in the country. And for our guys to understand what it takes to win the championship, it means we got to jump those people who have been winning championships for the last decade. So.
With spring practices already underway, it should be an exciting football season next fall. That's all we have for you at Profs Huddle. We'll be back April 1st with another episode. But for now, I'm Alex Wan.
And I'm Malachi Smalls. Thank you for watching this week's Prof Huddle.